This is a very glamorous member of the stachys family, Stachys bizantica, or the lamb's ear. They're called lamb's ear because it has little furry little ears that look like leaves that look like little lamb's ears. Very, very sort of soft and furry. And these are like the flowering stems. This is about as high as it gets, about a foot or so. And there's one there just starting to flower, have these like pink kind of mint-like flowers. And the whole stem is covered in this silky, furry stuff. It's very, really, it just feels like a lamb's ear, really. They have a fairly long flowering season. When they're not flowering, they're just like trailing along the ground like this. Very good, like rockeries or full sun, something like that. Naturally, they come from sort of the Byzantine Empire kind of area, so that would be like Turkey, Iran, Armenia, and that sort of area. But they grow quite well in gardens. They are frost hardy, down to at least 10 degrees. And they just look really, really bright and shiny and silvery, even when they're not flowering. So they're quite an interesting plant to have. They are not really something you can eat, but they are very good at wound healing, inflammation, things like that. So if you sort of pick a leaf off and squish it and apply it to a cut, or inflammation or sort of graze or something like that, that's very good for treating things like that, but yeah, not very good to eat. They sort of spread along and they kind of root in to find a bit that's doing that. Yeah, I suppose if I lift any bit up, it's you can see how it's kind of trailed along. There's a bit there, there's a bit. You can see how that is trailing along there, and they just trail along and root in, and that's how they spread. So they can cover quite a bit of area. But you see, as it comes here into the Michaelmas daisy, there's a bit of a competition going on. So they kind of they'll spread into the area where their niche is, like well drained, full sun, and if they spread beyond that way, they are easy to control. They haven't got deep roots. All these stems are above the ground, so the roots aren't really that big. So they are quite easy to control, and they are low maintenance and kind of useful for if you got cutting things. So they are kind of nice, you know. They're, I just think it's kind of nice to have one somewhere in the garden for some of this.